Good day, Louisians. So for today, I'm going to explain to you your Multidisciplinary Culminating Performance Test or MCPT for the third quarter. For this MCPT, you have here the different clustered learning areas. You have reading and phonics. You have language and spelling, mathematics, science, and health. And then, of course, you have computer. Now, as you can see on your screen, you have here the different performance standards of the subject areas. I will not be explaining anymore the other subject areas or the performance standards of these areas. What I will be concentrating would be the performance standard in language and spelling. As written here, you will use now the correct functions of adjectives and adverbs in general, in various discourse or oral and written. So I am expecting that you have used now the different kinds of adjectives, degrees, series of adjectives, the different kinds of adverbs, and of course, degrees of adverbs in your output. For your MCPT, you're expected to come up with a 5 seconds performance video which will be rated by your science teacher. The prototype of your geometric toy car made with a winding mechanism will not only be rated by your science teacher but also your math teacher. And of course, the write-up will be rated by all the clustered learning areas in this MCPT, which will be placed now in the Microsoft Excel application. Now, here are the needed materials for you to do use now in this MCPT. First off, we have the recyclable solid materials like empty boxes, you have bottle cups, and popsicle sticks maybe, art materials, meter stick or tape measure for measuring the speed of the toy, and then Microsoft Excel application. So let's start. Number one, you have to plan the design of your toy car using at least 4 geometric planes or solid figures. Use available recyclable materials, just like what I have mentioned earlier, in creating your toy car. Check the geometric planes or solid figures that you have chosen contribute to the functionality of the manually operated toy with a winding mechanism. Videos of toys with a winding mechanism are actually saved in your flash drive, which will be given by your teacher during the distribution of modules. And of course, for the online learners, it is actually saved in your Arling's account. Now, number three, make sure that the prototype can run at least 1 meter per second. Measure its speed using appropriate tools such as meter stick or tape measure, and use Microsoft Excel application tool to compute its speed for you. Number four, prepare your tools for measuring the speed of the toy. Measure and mark a distance of 1 meter on a flat surface. Put your toy at the starting point and let the toy run. Then, when it reaches the end of this distance, stop the time and record the time. Do this for 5 times because you need to record 5 trials. Record a 5-second video of one of the trials. Number 5, open the template of the spreadsheet tool saved in your flash drive with the file name M4, which stands for Module 4 CPT template. Next, go to worksheet 1 of your Microsoft Excel application. You have to enter your class number, complete name, and of course your section. Please follow the given example on how you would enter this information. Next, key in the results of the speed test that you have conducted in the green field colored cells in the template. So you have here the time, and then the speed, and then be able to use now a formula to compute for the speed of each trial. Accordingly, manual computation is not allowed. You also have to write 3 to 5 sentences comparing now the speed of your prototype car in the trials taken. You should be able to use now the different kinds of adjectives, be it descriptive or limiting. Under descriptive, you have your proper and common adjectives. Under limiting, you have your pronominals, We have your numerals and articles. We also have series of adjectives. Kindly use them also in your sentences. At least you should have 4 to 5 series of adjectives. Please follow the order of adjectives that we have learned in class. So articles should come first, or determiners should come first, followed by your numerals, be it ordinal or cardinal, then your quality or descriptive, then size, shape, age, color, the material used, and then of course the noun modified. Again, may I reiterate class, at least 4 to 5 series of adjectives that will do. And then you have to make use also of the 3 degrees of comparison that we have learned in class, particularly your positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of comparison of adjectives. Please have one example for each degree of comparison of adjectives in your sentences. Furthermore, you have to carry out all science instructions as well. Apply the correct and appropriate functions and formula to solve for what is asked in each item below. The speed of your prototype car, the improvement percentage of the speed tests, and of course the average speed of the 5 trials that you have conducted. To solve now for the improvement percentage of the speed, follow the formula. Get the difference between the speed of the 2 trials, divide their difference by 2, then multiply the quotient by 100. Please follow the given example here. This particular instruction will be explained further by your math teacher. Next, you have to interpret the results of the data that you have taken. Apply also the formatting tools on the assigned cells before encoding your interpretation. Be able to apply the 4 commands that you have learned in your computer class, such as merge and center, wrap text, center alignment, and thick outside border. So color it red according to your computer teacher. This will be checked obviously by your computer teacher. Interpret the results of the data that you have entered by answering the questions prepared for you. The set of questions will soon be given by your science teacher. Write 3 to 5 sentences comparing now the improvement percentage of the speed tests. You should be able to use the different kinds of adverbs that we have learned in class. There are 7 kinds of adverbs that we have discussed, particularly your adverbs of manner. Then you have your degree, frequency, negation, affirmation, place, and then the adverb of time. Be able to use also the 3 degrees of comparison of adverbs that we have taken in class, such as your positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of comparison of adverbs. Please give an example under each degree of comparison of adverbs. Be able to use them in your sentences. Now go to worksheet 2 of your Microsoft Excel application. Again, enter your class number, your complete name, and section. Write 5 steps on how you have computed the speed of the toy car to complete now the flowchart above. So you are going to write now step 1 up to step 5. Remember to attach or insert the picture of your toy car in worksheet 2 and send the 5-second video to your science teacher through the flash drive for the offline learners, and of course for the online learners it would be through your RLinks account. Or next, for online learners, submit a copy to each of your subject teachers in the RLinks LMS. Your file name should be named as following now this pattern: your class number, your last name, the subject, and then CPT. For offline learners, save your final output in your flash drive for your science, language, math, and computer subjects. There is no need for you to print your output. But for your reading subject, kindly print now a copy of your worksheet 2, which includes now your flowchart and the picture of your prototype car, together with the rubric of this subject. For your science, math, and language subjects, Kindly submit the rubric in each of these subject areas with your name and section together with the flash drive containing now your final output with the file name, class number, last name, computer 5, and then CPT. Please follow the given example here also, B1, ABAD, then of course the subject, and then CPT. The MCPT template consists of two worksheets. Worksheet 1, this is now for your math, science, language also. Sorry, I forgot to place there the subject language, and then computer. Worksheet 2 would be for your reading, which contains now the flowchart and of course the picture of your prototype car. Lastly, take note of the rubric in each subject so you will be properly guided in carrying out the different tasks in this MCPT. Now we have here the rubric for language and spelling. For the other subject areas, they will be explaining and presenting their own rubric that they will be using for this MCPT in their own pre-recorded videos. Now let's start with content. Now for you to get 10, since this is times 2, all the needed information, relevant information should be there in your write-up. Next one, we have the usage of or the proper use of adjectives. You should be able to use now the different kinds of adjectives, at least 4 to 5 series of adjectives. The 3 degrees of comparison of adjectives are there also. You have an example for each degree. Then you will be given 10 for this part. Another thing that you have to take note of also in this MCPT, you should be able to use now the different kinds of adverbs. We have actually discussed 7. If you have given 5, then that will be all right for you to get 10. And then the 3 degrees of comparison of adverbs. Next, you have here organization of ideas. So all the ideas in your sentences are organized in systematic, then we will also be giving you 10 under this part. Okay, so the last part in our rubric is, of course, your mechanics. So we will be checking your spelling, the correct use of punctuation marks, and your capitalization, since you'll be writing your write-up in sentences, and of course, your grammar. So the total score is obviously 50 points. So good luck, Louisians. I know you can ace your MCPT.